Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, David Riggleman, Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Coming up on this Access City Council program, Project Neon. The freeway construction reaches a major milestone. Hallelujah. And we discuss efforts being made by the city to aid the homeless. The councilwoman who represents Ward 1 and is our Mayor Pro Tem, Lois Tarkanian, joins me now. Welcome back to the show.
It's always fun to be here, David.
Well, thank you so much. I feel the same way having you here, Councilwoman.
It's good.
Can't wait to talk about Project Neon. We're all going to be so
Yes.
happy when that's over. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. But for those that don't know where Ward 1 is located, she knows it like the back of her hand. She's represented the ward for coming up on, 13 years now. But if you don't know where Ward 1 is located, we're going to show you. It's right there in the heart of the city. It's got the downtown to the east and really kind of meanders all the way out to the northwest there on the left side of your map. But if you live in that area, work in that area, then you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas, and you're represented by Lois Tarkanian.
And that's where the city started.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Where we have our Springs Preserve.
And that's right. That's the springs that created that preserve area that bubbled right up out of the ground.
Right.
Why people came here in the first place. So your ward.
And we still have it there, and you ought to go see that
That's
Springs
right.
Preserve.
Check it out.
Fascinating.
It's history. Exactly right. Exactly right. Well, Councilman, we talked about Project Neon. For those of you that don't know, you've probably been living under a rock someplace. Project Neon is the road construction at US 95 and I-15, widening both those areas, making them more conducive to all the traffic that we have. And it reached a major milestone finally. I think we're at the halfway.
We are at the halfway.
So.
And you know what's wonderful for Ward 1 is that we've been very involved with this because we're right adjacent to the freeway for a great distance of the project. And we've had heavy traffic problems, on Rancho, and so in any case, now some of them I'm hoping will start to alleviate a little bit.
Well, the good news is that the project is supposed to wrap up toward the end of next year in 2019.
Right.
So you look at it now, and there's obviously quite a bit of work that needs to take place, but they are making progress, no question about it. The project is moving along. And
it is. And you know, if you drive by there on one of these really hot days, those guys are out there and working hard. And I feel, we've done this the best we possibly could with NDOT. NDOT's been great to work with.
They have, and I think they've done a really good job. We were talking about this before we started recording the show, that they've done a super job about getting the word out about all the various closures and the detours and all the things that are part of this project.
Always willing to meet. If you have a complaint, they're always willing to meet with you and see what can be done. And they've made little tweaks here and there on the advice of citizens.
Yeah.
So just know the citizens have had involvement. And all of us hate this right now.
Right.
And we're just saying it's almost over.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're on the downhill now, so that's a good thing. One thing about the project is when it is finished, it is going to really open things up. The commutes through the Spaghetti Bowl area, through that I-15, US 95 interchange, going to be much, much faster.
That's what they say. So we're just going to hope that those engineers, with their graduate degrees and everything, planned this well. But I think they did. Even now, little parts that they've done out from my home, I go down Pinto to get past Martin Luther King to get on the freeway. Even little ways they've helped to show us, to avoid some of the problems, have worked out very well. Yeah. So I guess these are well-educated engineers.
They're getting there.
They're doing a good job.
There are going to be some new HOV flyovers that'll make things, instead of where the HOV lane kind of will end there on 95, you'll be able to take that all the way around now onto I-15 and vice versa. So that'll make things easy. I think easier as far as having to give the traffic a lot more options and a lot more room.
Right. Right now we're sort of jammed together, and I know Rancho is a bear to get through, and we have some other streets that are like that. But as this is completed, that should ease up. Yeah. It should really ease up. So. And we all can celebrate that day.
That's right. The big
I
party.
say we let's have a big party with lots of cool drinks.
Right. I agree. Well, we all deserve it at that point. So good. So good update on Project Neon. Councilwoman, I thought this was great. You're an educator by trade. You've done that all your life, and you had the opportunity. You posted this on Facebook. A wonderful chat with our new Clark County School District Superintendent, Dr. Jesus Jara. Took over the school district, came up here from Florida, and was hired to take over.
Yes, and he made a great effort to go out into the community and meet with the different entities and with the people involved. And Lisa Hibbler brought him to City Hall, so we were able to meet with him there. It was the first time I had met him. He seems like a very, very fine person, and he also seems to have some good ideas.
Yeah. You know firsthand, Councilwoman, you served for many years on the
12 years.
12 years on the Clark County School District Board.
Yes.
You're a board member. Of course, you've been an educator your whole career.
Right, one way or another.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was on when we built 16 schools in 1 year.
Amazing.
Yeah, they featured Las Vegas as a school builder in that year.
Yeah, that's for sure.
USA Today on the front page. We were the gambling monopoly. Right. We were the other on at that time.
Sure, because that was prior to the recession, and just things were booming here.
Yes, and we did very well. And we have some problems now, but we're trying to give more authority to on-site at school, because your school in Summerlin may have far different needs than my school at Wasden or something like that. Right. And so they're trying to do that. Although it's a little hard, we got a letter that said we would find out information from a certain area number 3. We didn't know the names of the people, and it was certain, so it's a little different, but it's okay. It's going to work well.
Councilwoman, what did the new superintendent, did he give you any ideas of kind of what he wants to focus on initially? Did he give you some insight into kind of what his strategy is going to be to help improve the school district here?
Well, of course, he wants to work on curriculum, and he wants to work on children advancing educationally as much as they can. And everybody sort of had that thought in mind when they come here. We just have to work harder together to get that done. Yeah. We have to work harder together. That's all.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We will get there, but I will tell you, we are missing a lot of teachers right now.
I know, I understand that.
Yes, we are. And I think our state must understand that, somehow they must understand that it costs more to educate some of the children here in Las Vegas than it does to educate the children in the rural areas. I grew up in a rural area, and I loved my school, and I know you don't have some of the things that you have other places, but you also don't have the diversity, different languages. When you have high schools where you have students speaking 9, 11 different languages, it's difficult. Yeah. It's very difficult. So we just have to keep working with our legislators.
Well, we certainly wish our new superintendent all the best.
We do.
Very best of luck, and we're going to obviously support him as a community. So
we got to give him support because he is taking on an extremely difficult job.
I think everyone is aware. If you're not, our school district here is one of the largest in the United States. It's certainly within the top 10 of the largest in the United States. So that's a lot to wrangle.
Yeah, I think we're the 5th largest in the country. And I also think that the number of students in our schools is among the highest in the country. Yeah. And that affects learning. Yeah. That affects learning. And that affects a lot of other things. Because if you have a smaller school, you're more like a community. You get to know people better. I think you don't become as hard-hearted to each other as sometimes we do in other places.
I've heard it described, the larger it is, the more it becomes like a factory as opposed to
You're absolutely right. Yeah, the smaller schools, and I was fortunate, I went to a small high school and everything, but the big high schools, you get lost. Yeah. And that's where we lose some of our students emotionally and socially.
Right. Don't want that to happen. So good luck to our new superintendent. Councilwoman, love this. Back on June 21st, we had our Senior Idol contest. This took place here in town. These folks, we had a little of everything from singing to dancing to, of course, all genres of music here.
Yes.
But this is good stuff.
Yes, and these ladies, they work out, and this is a little comedy sketch here. And my goodness, what is this?
Yeah, whoa, okay.
Their bloomers are showing, yes. But if you ever want to just have a really fun time, come out and see the seniors. They have great talent.
And I was impressed at how many people were in the show. This was not a deal where it was just a few people. There was no question that there were a lot of participants all the way around.
Yes, we have many talented seniors here in town. And you know what? What's wonderful is they share their talents. And they do it not self-consciously. They're just out there having a good time.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Well, if you haven't had a chance to catch our senior idol, there's a lot of talent in this community at all ages.
And this time,
there it is.
yes, and see how many people came to see it.
Sure.
But this time of year is when they usually have it, so I think people next year ought to be on the lookout. I think they'd really get some good fun out of it.
Exactly, it's a good time. And if you're a senior and you've got a talent, we'd love to have you be a part of it. There are prizes for the best.
There are prizes, absolutely.
Yeah, so want to have you be part of that. Don't miss out. Councilwoman, love this. You're doing Theater Thursdays during the summer. You did one back on July 19th. Yes. Great idea, because no matter when you try to show a movie, we used to do movies in the park. This time of year, it's miserable no matter when you do it. So
I'll tell you, we tried all times in the parks, but no matter how late you went on, it was too hot. It wasn't good for little children or for the seniors. Might not have been good for anybody.
Exactly. Plus, we've had some monsoonal rain come through. We've had some of our events rained out across the city. So this way, you do it inside. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
Yeah. One time we had the sprinklers go off by mistake in the middle of it. But
right.
Yeah, we did have that.
I remember that.
But it was a fun thing. But we really think that being able to go indoors, and we've just rejuvenated our theater over there.
Yeah, that's great.
You see some people coming in now from the movie. I'm on CM there.
Yes, because the movie is The Wizard of Oz. That's the theme here. So you're going to get the Toto basket and the whole 9 yards here. Mm-hmm. So this was it was a warm Thursday afternoon, and so everybody came inside.
And don't you think our revamped theater is really nice?
It's gorgeous, yeah.
It's gorgeous, and we revamped the whole air conditioning and heating system in the building. So.
And this is at Charleston Heights, right, Councilwoman?
Yes, this is at Charleston, Brush Street.
Brush Street, yeah, right.
Brush Street and Charleston,
just Charleston, yeah.
Yep, and there's Christy Garnis, who does all these great baskets with her staff for everyone.
Raffle going on here for those.
And we had Toto, and you notice you have some yellow flowers in there from the poppy scene.
There's our winner right there.
Yeah, and he was a very happy winner. I got to tell you, he was happy the whole time through.
That's awesome. And then, of course, we showed the Wizard of Oz movie. So it's a classic, never goes out of style.
Well, it doesn't, and I hadn't seen it in a while, and I noticed new things in it all the time.
Yeah, 1939, and here it is still going strong in 2018. So.
Doing better than the rest of us.
Right, yeah, for sure in many ways. Now, if you've missed Theater Thursday, don't worry, because we've got another one coming up.
Absolutely.
August 9th. This is going to be, again, at Charleston Heights Arts Center there on Brush Street. But this movie is Despicable Me 3.
Despicable Me 3. And all the minions are going to be there.
That's right.
In the movie.
That's right, 3 o'clock that afternoon. Again, it's free. And you have a minion contest, right? Best dressed minion?
Anybody
right?
can come dressed as their favorite minion, and we will have a contest, and we will give out awards.
Nice.
During the contest. In addition to that, of course, we're having the free movie, and we're going to have some food trucks there if people want additional food. You cannot eat in a theater because, it's just like...
We just redid it, yeah. It looks great.
I know it. We can't take chances that we, at this early a time, that we would not do a good job keeping it clean. But we also will have other things there that Christy Garnis does for us, she has additional prizes too.
Yeah,
so
be popsicles and things like that.
Yes, after it's over with, you get the popsicles, not for eating in the theater, but for eating outside. Sure. And before you go in there is when you have the other food. And then what you do is you go in, watch the movie, and for your dessert you can have some popsicles.
Yeah, not bad at all. And then school supplies you mentioned will be handed out there. It's kind of a last hurrah before school starts on the 13th.
Right.
Yeah.
School starts the next week, and so every year we try and give out school supplies at different places in the city, and this year it's going to be at the Brush Street Theater.
Very good. Sounds good. So again, August 9th, 3 o'clock, Despicable Me 3. get out of the heat and enjoy the movies.
Yeah, it's fun. And you know, I saw a lot of grandmothers and mothers there, and it's fun. And retired fathers, and they really were enjoying it with their children.
Sounds good. I've never seen Despicable Me 3. I've seen the others, but not that one. So
I haven't seen any of them yet, so I want to meet some of these minions. If there's minions any place throughout the city, I hope you come. I would like to meet you.
That's right. There are prizes to be had, so
there
show
are
up.
Yes, good prizes to be had.
Councilman, we have a special guest, so we're going to take a short break right now. But when we come back, a new app feature helps connect residents to homeless resources. We tell you how it works right after this, so please stay with us.
That's right, Bob. In order for our cyclists to be more visible to motorists, the city of Las Vegas is now providing bright green boxes for them to use.
Boxers?
Boxes.
Green boxes. You may have noticed them in many of our intersections. They are there to give cyclists a place to stop, a safe distance from vehicles at red lights.
The purpose of the bike boxes is to allow people to get ahead of the traveling vehicle, and to actually, if there's a group of them, there can be a group of them queued in the area.
The boxes are fairly new in Las Vegas, but motorists are taking notice, which means they are also taking notice of our cyclists, and that makes for safer roads for everyone.
Oh, that makes sense. Boxers.
Ever dream of being in the movies? Why not bring the movies to you?
And cut! Coffee. That was good. We're going to have to go 10 more times.
Become a filming location today. Register your home and/or business at nevadafilm.com.
If anybody needs me, I'll be in my trailer.
Welcome back, everyone. Here at the city, we have many programs and initiatives to reach our homeless population. And now a new feature on the Go Vegas app is making it even easier for residents to connect to the homeless and those resources that are available to them. Here to discuss the new feature and all that the city does to help our homeless is Kathy Thomas Gibson, our Community Resources Manager, who I should say has recently been nominated by our city manager to become the director of the Community Services Department.
Yes.
So congratulations,
Thank you.
Kathy.
Yes.
And such an important topic, especially as we head into these hot months. Councilwoman, we were talking about the number of people living on the street in this heat, and we've had some deaths. We've had a few deaths from people.
Well, that's what. Yes.
Presumably by the heat. Obviously, we feel that's a contributing factor.
Right.
So.
It's been determined in most cases it was by the heat.
Yeah. So
and it's very important if you want to help. Please try and get the individual to go to the cooling stations the city has set up, or to our Corridor of Hope, because we have people there that will not give you just one bottle of water, but if you need more, you can have more there. And if you're not feeling well, they have special people there who can help get you help.
Sure.
You know, if we've lost as many as we have so far, we might lose more. And if they get to a hospital when the signs are there, then that's important.
Yeah. Kathy, let's talk about a little bit about that. With the heat as it's been, we really need to get people into places that's cool, especially as we look to get through the month of August.
Yes, absolutely. So many of our recreation centers are currently set up as cooling stations, not just for the homeless, but for the elderly, for youth.
Good point.
For anyone who's vulnerable.
Right.
So it's really important if you start to feel a little lightheaded, dizzy, that you get into one of those cooling stations, and someone there can help you.
Maybe your air conditioning isn't working very effectively.
Absolutely,
Right.
Absolutely. It's particularly important for our most vulnerable, the homeless, who actually don't have a home to return to during the day. And so in addition to those cooling stations throughout the city, we also have the Courtyard Homeless Resource Center. And that facility is now operating 24 hours a day.
24/7.
So individuals can come in anytime to access a whole array of services, but we're particularly stressing it now because we're going through this heat wave. So we have blowers, we have water, we have indoor space for the medically fragile to come and sit. More importantly, we have service providers on site.
Right.
The idea is to get people connected to the kinds of services they need to get out of homelessness.
Kathy, talk about the concept there at the Courtyard. We call it the Courtyard. It's also known as the Homeless Resource Center. It's modeled after successful programs, San Antonio,
Yes.
Phoenix. Why is this different from what we've done in the past here in Las Vegas?
That's a great question. This is not a traditional shelter. In traditional shelters, there are lots of rules. Don't bring your pet. I'm going to do a breathalyzer to see if you're drunk. You can only come in between this hour and that hour, and at a certain hour you have to get out and back onto the streets. What we're offering here is really standing in that gap. And so we don't require you to show up at 6 p.m. and then leave at 6 a.m. We allow you to stay throughout the day, access services about 12 hours out of 24. There are service providers on site. And the intent is to be low barrier, meaning you can bring your shopping cart. We don't ask if you're sober. You can bring your pets. We don't care what your family composition is. We really want to make it easy for people to come in and ask for help.
And they sometimes have lockers too, don't they?
We do have lockers. That's a really good point, because one of the things we hear all the time, Mayor Pro Tem, from homeless individuals when we ask, why won't you just walk into the shelter? You're right there. It's because they cannot bring their personal items with them. So we're making accommodations for people to bring their personal items so that they don't have to leave them on the street. Often everything they have is in that shopping cart. So we want to give them an opportunity to store their personal items in a dignified way, give the cart up because it doesn't belong to them. So we provide lockers, large duffel bags, military grade duffel bags, so they can put all their personal items someplace and we lock them up and they can keep them there safely.
Yeah. Kathy, talk a little bit about what kind of response we're expecting to see here. How many folks a day do we think that we'll be seeing at the Courtyard?
Indeed. So we're still an active construction site. So we're not at full build out as of yet. Right now we can accommodate about 150 homeless individuals during the day. And at night, if they choose to stay overnight, we can accommodate a little over 100, about 120 individuals. And we don't know how many pets yet. You know, we probably have half a dozen pets right now using the services on site. Our goal is to ultimately get to 800 individuals that'll be able to access the site. But we're building in stages, so we're just in our first stage now where we're tearing down some of the old dilapidated buildings that had been sitting for years in this area, and we're building new state-of-the-art accommodations.
Kathy, we should tell everybody, where's the Homeless Courtyard, the Homeless Resource Center, where's it located?
Absolutely. So you can enter at 310 Four Master, which is right near Las Vegas Boulevard. So the stretch of Four Master between Las Vegas Boulevard and Main, that is where the Courtyard is going, yes.
And the other thing that's different about this is that you're attempting to have a multidisciplinary approach, so that if you have, because all homeless people aren't homeless for the same reasons, if you have someone who's mentally ill, then you have a way that you go through the corridor of hope to get help that way. If you're a short-term person as far as unemployment and on the streets, then you have a different way to go with someone helping you find a job. And I think that's very important, because too many people look at the homeless and they think it's just they're all the same, and it's not that way. There's three different components of that group.
Yes, we probably have 24 different service providers on site, including employers. We do a job fair once a month.
That's great.
Workforce Connections is on site 3 times a month. So we help people connect to getting retrained. They may have been out of the workforce for a while. We've got employers who are willing to hire them kind of in the condition that they are in, and they've gone from part-time to full-time work. We've gotten over 1,000 people off the street.
Wow.
In the year that we've been open.
You've shown some really good stuff there.
Kathy, we also have another new feature on our Go Vegas app.
Yes.
That people can certainly get for their smartphones. Tell everybody about what we've added to Go Vegas.
This is awesome. So there's a button that says Community Services, and under the Community Services button, there are a number of options. If you are a homeless individual seeking help, you can find out when the meal times are. Free meal time, right? So we're encouraging people to connect to the meals that are available currently in the community. You can find out what services are being offered at the courtyard. For example, is it a job fair today, or are the mobile showers on site today?
Kathy should explain to everyone too that many homeless people, despite what you might think, have smartphones.
They
don't
do have phones.
It's amazing.
About 60% of the clients we're currently serving have smartphones.
Wow.
And we actually allow approved vendors for the federal government's Lifeline service to come on site to assist those who do not yet have those phones. You'll hear them in the community call them Obama phones.
Right.
They're actually part of a national initiative called Lifeline Service. And so it's sometimes the only way they can stay connected to those services. So the Go Vegas app lets them know exactly what's happening. If it's a mobile shower day, Tuesdays or Thursdays, what time, what are the meal times, what employers are hiring, all kinds of basic needs.
And by the way, there's a place where you can charge your phone too, right?
Yes, we do have charging stations. A lot of people are surprised how many of our guests must charge their wheelchairs there too.
Interesting.
We have a number of disabled homeless individuals. And to Mayor Pro Tem's point about us filling in this gap, if you are disabled, many of the traditional shelters will not accept you in because of the liability.
Yeah, they don't have the means of
Indeed.
helping you. Yeah.
Yes.
And so as government, you know, we have, if you're on the sidewalk, it's more of a liability for us actually to have you vulnerable on the sidewalk than it is to bring you in where you are safe and can charge that wheelchair.
Wow. All right. Well, Kathy, we're just about out of time here. Great discussion. I know, Councilwoman, we really enjoyed having you on the show here. But
this has been very,
and folks, it's great information all the way around
Thank
here.
you.
So we always want to tell everybody out there, hey, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Mayor Pro Tem Tarkanian, you can find her on Facebook. And if you leave a comment, we may use your post on our next show. And you can always contact the Councilwoman by just picking up the phone, 702-229-6405, or send her an email. Her address is ltarkanian@lasvegasnevada.gov. Mayor Pro Tem, Kathy, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Kathy.
you.
It's good to get that information out.
Thank you. We'll see you back in 6 weeks with
6
another update
weeks.
from Ward 1.
Right.
Kathy, best of luck out at
Thank
the new
you.
Homeless Resource Center.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you for joining us for this edition of Access City Council. Don't miss our next show beginning on August 9th with Councilman Bob Coffin. And don't forget you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.